Let's take Gordon Ramsay's cured salmon and add an Italian twist with beetroot and balsamic jelly and creme fraiche and horseradish whip. This is seriously delicious. Tonight we're looking to give a Mediterranean spin to Gordon Ramsay's fantastic beetroot cured salmon. And I'm very excited about this. Is it going to be better than Gordon's? I don't know, but you try and let me know. So Gordon starts off with coriander seed, which he grinds. We're going to do a little change here. Coriander seed, it comes from the same family as parsley and fennel seed. And coriander seed has got amazing citrus notes. I love the fennel seeds because it has some aniseed, licorice notes, and it goes extremely well with orange. So some fennel seeds go in, and we give this a good grind. And grinding your own spices is amazing because it really lets the freshness of the flavors come out. The flavors are so much more intense when you grind them yourself. We then add the fennel seeds to our grated beetroot, and we add equal parts of salt and sugar. And I know this looks like a lot of salt and sugar, but it's going to help the curing process, and then we're just going to wash it away before serving the salmon. To the mixture, we're going to add the orange zest of 2 oranges. And as we mix this together, you can see that it's already beginning to release some of the liquids. And this is going to give the most amazing color to our salmon. Now let's talk about the salmon. This is the centerpiece. And it's amazing if you want to serve for 5 to 6 people when you want to give an appetizer to your main meal. So we're going to put some cling film at the bottom. So we're going to capture all the juices. And we slather this on. And the aromas coming out of this already are amazing. For the curing, we're looking for a minimum of 8 hours. 2 overnight. In our case, we're going to do it overnight and we're going to have it tomorrow for lunch. We make sure every piece of the salmon is covered. And we close this nice and tight. And now to help to cure it faster, you put it in the fridge and you can put some heavy objects on top. Just put anything you have in the fridge or another tray if you have another tray. And this goes in. Now, for my taste, this is already fantastic, but let's make it a little bit more Mediterranean, shall we? So we're going to accompany our salmon with some beetroot and balsamic jelly, and then we're going to make a horseradish and creme fraiche whip. And all this thing together are going to make the salmon, wow, amazing. So out of the attic comes my juicer. We can take one of the big ones. Now, you can peel it. I wouldn't bother. We just give it a good wash though. You can just cut it in pieces. So into the juicer they go, switch it on. So we managed to squeeze 125 milliliter beetroot juice. And we're going to use leaf gelatin for this, but there are other options you can take in case you have vegan or vegetarian needs. There are other options you can take. In our case, we just need 2 sheets in cold water. And this starts the blooming process. We'll just leave it here for a few minutes until this becomes soft. Now, what are we going to do with the beetroot juice? That's a good question. So we pour it down, pour it in a pot. And this really looks like blood. All right. We'll add 25 ml of water. Just put it here, cleans it up, add some more of the juice. And we're gonna add our balsamic vinegar. How much? That's a good question. Let's just fly with it, okay? We'll add that much, which is about 50, 75 ml. After 5 minutes, we take the sheets, we give them a squeeze, all the excess water goes out, and then the sheets just go inside our juice. On the fire at low setting, and you don't want this to boil. You need to let them melt at a relatively low 50 degrees temperature, because if you let it boil, you're going to impede some of the gelatin from doing its job. And once the gelatin leaves have melted away, we just pass it to a sieve to capture any solid residue if there is any. And this goes in the fridge until tomorrow. Our salmon is in the fridge. The juice is going to go in the fridge. It's going to create gelatin. We're going to leave it overnight, and then tomorrow we're going to finish it off. It's going to be amazing. And we are on the next day. So the salmon has been curing. Our beetroot jelly has been jellified. So we're gonna do two things with this jelly. We're gonna make into little jelly cubes, and we're gonna make it into little cubes, and we're gonna make it into a gel. And we're gonna use that to decorate the plate so that when you cut into the salmon and you take a little bit of this jelly, it's gonna taste fantastic. So you can just run across so it detaches from the side, and now you can make it into little squares. Try to go straight, so basically try to do like I'm not doing. And for the one we want to turn into gel, you can just take the strands, put them here, boink, and then we blend them. Once we have it blended, we put it through a sieve. And this will make sure that our jelly becomes very, very smooth. And this is the sieved gel that we're going to be using to decorate it. And now we take some of the creme fraiche for a creme fraiche and horseradish whip. So we start off just by whipping creme fraiche by itself. And only when it's whipped, we add a few tablespoons of horseradish. Give this a taste. Delicious. And this is the star of our show. Salmon has been curing for about 12 hours. So we can take away the marinade we did, and we're going to wash it in cold water. Look at the color. So we take our salmon and it gets washed in cold water. And now we pat it dry. And also the back. And look at the gorgeous color the salmon took. So here you can cut it in different ways. You can either go perpendicular or you can go vertical. In our case, we're going to go vertical. We go all the way down to the skin. When we get to the skin, we twist the knife and cut through. And look at this. Beautiful, huh? And now we can start thinking about plating this. We can put some of the little jellies all around it. Then we can add some little radishes, which goes great with the salmon. And some of our little jelly. And some of our creme fraiche and horseradish. And we top it all off with some coriander leaves. Adds a nice contrast to the dish. And here is your final dish. The salmon, the whipped creme fraiche and horseradish, beetroot gelatin and beetroot jam. And everything together just, it's harmonious, it's beautiful. So go ahead and do it. Buon appetito.